Welcome to this episode. I'm going to share my favorite performances from the runway challenge as if I were casting a runway show. My name is Dani. Thank you so much for clicking the episode. If you like content like this, please consider subscribing and supporting the channel by hitting that super thanks button or joining memberships for access to exclusive episodes. Palawan's outfit really enhanced her entire performance, and let me just tell you, this is a great strategy for any runway competition. We see this at Miss World, we see this at Miss Supranational. Ladies, if you are competing in a runway competition, choose a piece that will enhance your walk just like Palawan did. Kabanatuan, I love this entire look. So not only did she look flawless and so elegant, I love the styling of all of this, but she also had a great walk, and more so I really appreciated her facials and her connection with the camera for this competition. She really stood out to me. Baguio, wow, there are 3 things that I will need for this competition. I would love all 3 of them together, but if I could at least get face, body, or walk, one of those and you're on my list. And she really happens to excel in face. Oh my gosh, those eyes on the runway, the hair, it just enhanced everything for me. I'm obsessed. She's gorgeous. Naik really brought us something different here. Very unexpected look. I would not have even thought of this headpiece, but I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. She has such a great performance here, but oh my gosh, her facials at the end of the runway. Just look at these facials. I wish I could serve up a look like this. Wow. Southern California, I don't know what it is, but was there a metallics memo for this competition? Because I feel like we saw a lot of metallics. So Jet looked great in this gold, and this is another example of how movement, I think, in a piece, in a garment, can really enhance your performance for runway competitions. But aside from that, she did an excellent job here. She is so confident every time that she steps on stage, and I love this for her. If I were having a show, she would be cast. Laguna in this metallic is just giving me futuristic. I love the hairstyle with this. It really complemented the look, but honestly, in this entire performance, she was so at ease. She looked like a real model. I don't know if she does a ton of modeling, but she looks very comfortable on the runway, and for that, she would be booked. Bacoor, what can I say about Victoria? Okay, I feel like you should expect to see her in this episode. She did such an excellent job as always. She's very consistent, obviously a front runner, but with her, it's like she has these legs for days, and it really just draws the eye to her. She is so beautiful on stage, and definitely one of my favorites as well. Hawaii looked gorgeous in this dress, and oh my gosh, her body in this? Wow, okay, she's fit. She's ready to go for the swimsuit competition. She looked incredible here, and I really like that she just doesn't try too hard on the runway. I love that. I love Effortless, and I feel like she captured that. Lete just gives me a powerful walk. I love the energy behind her walk. I can feel her presence as she's walking down those stairs. She has such great hip movement in her walk as well, and it just really attracted me to her for this portion of the competition. I loved her. Albay is one of our contestants who did not overdo it for this competition. Now, she also wore something very simple, but really what she's wearing here reminds me of something that you could wear to an actual casting, and frankly, it would work for me. I love that she had really simple styling. Her walk was great. This would have been an effective casting submission. Lukban. Okay, her and this walk, she was just looking like a professional. I love that her walk just looks a little bit different from everybody else's, and I really just felt those fashion vibes coming from her. Like, she had the eye of the tiger in this walk. It wasn't like she was competing in a pageant. I truly felt like I was watching a runway show when I was watching her. Plastic has a very relaxed walk. Like, she's like a cool girl on stage, and if I'm thinking about the type of show I would cast her for, like, of course we can put her in a couture evening gown. She is very tall, but frankly, I would really love to just see her in some menswear inspired streetwear. I feel like she would rock a show like that, and I just love her. And also face, right? She's always giving face. Tacloban. So she shared with us in her interview, and we'll talk about this later in another episode, that she is on the shorter side of our contestants, but let me tell you, that is not stopping stopping her from strutting across this runway. And I feel like she had so much presence here, and I loved her, but I also want to use her as a great example for all my contestants out there that might be worried about their height or feel like it limits them. Ladies, your height is something out of your control, and it does not have to limit you at all. Just keep focusing on delivering strong performances, and I feel like she really did that here. So I'm super excited to have her in this episode. I just think that she's such an inspiring example for so many other contestants. Mariveles has a natural advantage. So she is super, super tall, very long and lean. So she already looks like a fashion model. She definitely looks like a high-end model that could wear a lot of great couture pieces and evening gowns, because those pieces tend to be cut a lot longer. And if I were designing evening gowns, I know I would be booking her for my show in the Philippines. Bantayan Island, wow, this walk was incredible. I loved it. It's not loud, it's not overstated, it does not look like a pageant walk. She definitely looks like she is walking on a professional runway, and I love that. This wasn't necessarily about her, it's more about the garment and how she's wearing it. I feel like that's such a key difference between pageantry and modeling. In modeling, it's about selling the garment, and she sold me this set. Kazan Province here is a front runner, and let me tell you, wow, she stood out in this gold dress. I would love a dress like this. I would love to wear this to an event. She looks fantastic in it. This was a great walk and performance. One thing though I will say, she did look a little bit nervous in her expression. That did surprise me, and I would love for her to push those shoulders down just a little bit more so she'll come across as more relaxed. But regardless of that, I have to say that this performance definitely stood out to me. Like, the moment that she hit that runway, I was like, oh, impressed. San Pablo Laguna, wow, wow, wow. I love what a sexy, sultry walk this was. I also really like that she had the wind in the hair. She never let it bother her. When that hair came in her face, she very simply moved it out of her face like nothing. As a professional model, you really have to be able to discern, like, what things should I touch up on the runway? Like, should I mess with this, or should I just let it go? And I feel like sometimes models or pageant contestants, like, if a garment isn't fitting them exactly the right way, they start touching it too much on a runway. But this is a great example of like how to correct something like your hair, and she did a fantastic job with this entirely. Mandawe, wow. Okay, first of all, she's very, very fit. Like, I didn't even realize how fit she was in the other challenges that we were seeing, but she looks incredible, and she has a very unique and a very distinct look. Also love that about her, right? Like, she is always going to be memorable. But on top of that, she really nails her poses at the end of the runway, and I just loved her here. She was super confident, very unique, definitely somebody that if I were casting, I would want her in my show. Tegig has the height, and she is already a professional model, and you can really see that shine through right here. Like, I feel like this was such a great moment for her in the competition, because you got to see how she would really work that runway in real life, and that's different obviously than how we present ourselves on stage at a pageant. So I really just like seeing this side of her. But she was also dressed very, very well. The hair back, that center part was really working for her, so everything came together here so nicely for her, and that's why she was one of my top performances. I honestly did not know what to expect from United Kingdom, but I was so pleasantly surprised. So here's another example of how you can use wardrobe to really stand out. This piece of clothing really, I would say, enhanced her walk. It enhanced her presence. But on top of doing a great job with her walk, I felt so much power behind that walk and so much great energy. But when she got to the end of that runway, she had some really nice, soft facial expression changes, so subtle, so nice, but she had a great overall performance, and she was one of my top performances as well. My favorite performance of this entire challenge though, it has to go to Bulacan. So that might not surprise you. Now, she actually is a professional model as well, if you didn't already know that, but oh my gosh, all of that experience is really coming in handy here. So this silver color looked perfect on her. The styling was really simple. Now, she had a ponytail, and ponytails and updos are really popular in the Philippines, but what I liked, especially because it just happened, is her ponytail. It reminds me of like the Barbie ponytail with the ends that are flipped, So it was just a little bit different. It wasn't as sleek and straight. Instead, I feel like it was just a lot more feminine and bouncy, and it was just a different look. Like a subtle change really made her stand out. She really worked that ponytail on the runway and stood out to me. I just really appreciated this entire performance. And so for that, if I were casting a runway show, she would be my grand finale. Thank you very much for checking out this episode. I appreciate your patience for all of the Miss Universe Philippines coverage. And don't forget to check out my other ones that are coming out very soon for interview, preliminary swim, and gown. I hope to see you very soon. I appreciate you for joining me today, and I hope you enjoy these other episodes that I've linked for you.